warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Nabilah binti Mohamad Tarmizi, pemegang kad matrik di 2018-208-6037. Pada hari ini saya akan membuat satu microteaching bertajuk Penjarian pada Violin. Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi murid-murid. Hari ini kita akan mempelajari sesuatu yang baharu, iaitu penjarian pada violin. Sebagai pemula, anda perlulah mengetahui dan menitik beratkan penjarian jari kiri pada violin. Ini kerana violin tidak mempunyai fret seperti gitar. Berikut ialah penjarian pada jari kiri untuk bermain violin. Ibu jari, jari 1, jari 2 dan jari 3. Sesekali anda perlu menggunakan jari yang keempat. Para pelajar, sebagai seorang pemula atau orang yang baru hendak mempelajari bagaimana cara untuk bermain violin, cikgu sarankan untuk anda semua melekatkan pita atau pelekat pada fingerboard violin untuk memudahkan anda mengingati not yang akan dimainkan dan untuk mendapatkan bunyi not yang tepat dan senang. Di sini cikgu paparkan beberapa contoh gambar violin sebagai rujukan untuk kamu membuat penandaan pada violin kamu pada masa akan datang. Kamu boleh membuat rujukan terhadap gambar-gambar ini apabila kamu hendak membuat penandaan kelak. Alat-alat yang diperlukan untuk kamu membuat penandaan pada fingerboard violin ialah seperti tape ataupun selotip. Kamu juga memerlukan pembaris dan juga liquid paper untuk kamu membuat penandaan pada violin itu. Benda yang paling penting sekali ialah kamu memerlukan tuner kerana ia akan membantu kamu untuk mendapatkan not yang tepat apabila kamu hendak membuat penandaan kelak. Di sini cikgu akan memainkan sedikit video untuk para pelajar mengetahui dan mempelajari cara yang betul untuk melekatkan pita, pelekat atau untuk membuat tanda pada fingerboard violin.
But if you want all the measurements for full size, 3/4 size, half size, and even quarter size violins, where to put the tapes, you can find that in my guide for this video at patreon.com/violinwithjoseph. Okay, let's get started. You can see I have the tapes that go underneath the strings. And what kind of tape do I use? I use electrical tape because it's cheap and easy to use, and it doesn't stick to the violin in a messy way like scotch tape or masking tape or duct tape or any other kind of tape would use. Don't use those kinds of tape. The adhesive will stick to the violin and make a mess. Electrical tape comes off really easily. Plus it comes in cool colors. This is white, but you can also get red and green, all kinds of different colors. Go to your local arts and crafts shop to do that. Or you can go to your local auto parts store. You can get the car detail tape, which is already pre-cut into nice neat little strips and works quite well for this. If you get the electrical tape, what you can do is cut using a razor or a knife. Be very careful when you do this. You can cut strips into the electrical tape. So here's exactly how you put it on. Here's my nice violin, and what I'm going to do is peel off a strip of electrical tape here, maybe about 1.5 inches long. And I get my handy dandy scissors, snip that off. I'd say that this strip here is maybe a 1/4 inch. You wouldn't want it any wider. An 1/8 inch is actually a really great width to use. So what you do, you can hold your violin like this, or you can have it facing you. Place the tape underneath the strings here. And the reason you put it down here and not try to put it up here is because, man, it's hard to get that tape underneath the strings. Here it's just going to stick to the fingerboard. It's going to be a pain in the butt. So instead, put it underneath the strings over here. Then, holding the tape on either side, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. And I'll show you exactly the measurements, or you can actually do it by ear if you have a good ear already. Be sure that when you put your finger down on the middle of the tape, you get the note that you want. In this case, I'm playing first finger on the A string, so that's a B. You can get your electrical tuner out and see if that actually sounds like a B. And if it does sound like a B, then fold the sides of the tape down, and then you have your finger tape, your first finger tape. And you can do that for the other tapes as well. So this is about 1 3/8 inches from the nut. So the nut is this piece of wood right here. So from the underside of the nut here to the middle of that tape is about 1 3/8 inches. The next one we're going to put on the C sharp for the A string, and that's going to be about 2 5/8 inches from the nut. So again, let's get our piece of tape here, about 1 1/2 inches long. Handy dandy scissors. Going underneath the strings here, 2 5/8 inches. Right there. Tape number 2. We'll do 2 more. About 1.5 inches again. Cut that. This one's a little wide. You can see it's maybe a little bit more than a 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8. It's not ideal to have it be that wide because it's a little ambiguous where exactly to put your finger, but it'll do. Third finger tape is going to be close to the second finger tape. That's about 3 1/8 inches from the nut. That's a D, third finger on A. Okay, last one. For the fourth finger, here we go, putting it underneath the strings. Put it underneath the strings over here. Slide it up. That's about right. So that's about 4 1/8 inches from the nut. And again, if you want my guide with all the measurements for different sizes of violins, then you can go to my Patreon page to find that. And for full-size violin, again, it's 1 3/8 inches. Excuse me, 1 3/8 inches. 2 5/8 inches. 3 1/8 inches. 4 1/8 inches from the bottom side of the nut. And if you do it right, when you put your finger on the middle of the tape, you'll get nice in-tune notes.
Bagaimanakah para pelajar? Berdasarkan video yang telah cikgu tunjukkan sebentar tadi, cikgu berharap agar kamu semua dapat mempelajari ataupun dapat mengambil sedikit input bagaimana cara-cara untuk melekatkan tanda pada violin anda. Jadi, untuk menguji kefahaman semua pelajar pada hari ini, cikgu memberikan satu link untuk kamu semua membuat latihan pengukuhan tentang kefahaman kamu terhadap tajuk yang telah kita pelajari, iaitu tajuk penjarian pada violin. Cikgu harap semua dapat membuat latihan yang telah diberikan. Sekian sahaja kelas kita untuk tajuk pada hari ini. Semoga kita berjumpa lagi pada masa yang akan datang. Sekian, terima kasih.